What's up in War Eagle War Report family? You got Ike Jones. We are here, and it is Facts or Nah Friday, Samford edition. We're going to get in here and answer your questions live. How y'all feeling about this weekend? Let's get straight to it. Y'all know how we do. Drop it on them.
You are now listening to the War Report. Drop.
Morning drop Friday, the 15th of September. It was the 15th. That's not how the song go. But 15th of September, we are here. Facts or Nah Friday in here with the fam. B Will, what's good, man?
What's good, man? I needed some coffee this morning. I've been fasting and not drinking coffee as much because it wasn't hitting as hard no more. So I had to go cold turkey for about 2 weeks. Now I'm back. And I need it this morning, man, because I am struggling. But we in here.
It's like an adrenaline shot straight to the veins this morning. You said to use like, whoop.
Well, no, not this one, because this is a super low caffeine brew.
You kind of trying to get yourself, you don't want to go straight into it, mainline it.
Okay. I messed up and did that in the last week. I was up to like 5 o'clock in the morning. Cup of coffee at night, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm way too wired if I do a full strength. So this is like a 30% strength brew. This is all I need. Taking it slow.
That's why we need to get a coffee sponsorship, man. If y'all a coffee company out here, you know what I'm saying? Let your boy B Will get his coffee fixed from y'all. I don't drink coffee. You know what I'm saying? I'm a tea drinker. And I don't really do a lot of caffeine in general. You know what I'm saying? Drinkers. So yeah. So my beverage choice, if I'm doing something like that, is going to be tea. But but it's Facts or Nah Friday, man. We're gonna get in here. If you guys don't know, Facts or Nah, now how we're doing it is a live edition. We used to do this back in the day. All the questions are essentially statements, and we're going to take the affirmative or the negative on that and say facts or nah to the statements that you guys are posing to us. We take our favorite 5 from Twitter first, and then we get into the live questions that you all have right here in the live chat. Go ahead before we get started and share this video with some other people to get them in here involved in the conversation. Hashtag get your weight up. Like the video so that we can get those numbers up on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We greatly appreciate that. But B Will, are you ready to get into this Facts or Nah Friday?
Most definitely. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it then. First question we have here from the Twitters is from Chase Patterson, tweeting at CMPat_620. And he says, facts or nah, Holden gets 3 full drives or more against Samford. Before you answer, or while you're thinking of your answer, we had quite a few questions regarding quarterback and what was going to happen with the quarterback rotation and 2 quarterback systems and Peyton Thorne. So a lot of questions about quarterback, unanswered questions, of course, for Auburn in regards to the passing game. But what say you here? Facts or not? 3 full drives for Holden against Samford.
That is the perfect number for 3 or more, because that is really close. I have no idea. I would think it depends on whether or not Peyton Thorne is doing his thing correctly. If everything is moving, Peyton Thorne's clicking with these receivers, then I think you got to let them keep going to get those reps. Like, you just have to. Even if we're up big, you got to let the guy who you chose to be the starter continue to get reps with the wide receivers, because that's what's missing so far with this offense. If he's not, I think we could probably see Holden Girder sooner than they probably plan to. So I am going to guess, 2 or less. 2 drives or less for Holden. Still got to get some reps for Robbie. Peyton Thorne's going to need some full drives, a whole half at least, so he can get these reps with his wide receivers. I don't think that leaves a lot of room for Holden, so I'm guessing nah.
I think I'm going to go facts on this one, B. I think that he's going to get a full quarter's worth of work in this game. And we will get 3 drives in that quarter because the defense is going to get the ball back for Holden to be able to do that. I'm going to go facts.
Okay.
Holden gets at least 3 drives in this game because he gets at least a full quarter's worth of work.
Okay. I still wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah, listen, I'm hoping that they handle business early and we get to see all 3 quarterbacks get some significant snaps in this game. At least 2 drives for each of the backup quarterbacks in this game would be what I would like. All right, let's get into the next one here. And we have Maine the Conqueror tweeting at Mr._Aaron_Jordan. He says, facts or not, 5 or more receivers, just wide receivers, will have a catch Saturday. Be Will. How you feeling about this one?
I would ask who else going to play, because that's going to determine if we've got enough wide receivers getting out on the field to get a catch. We know Jay Fair's healthy. He's been lauded by Hugh Freeze, and same with Javarius Johnson. Now, we know Shane Hooks is out there. He's going to get some targets. He's a big target. I think that's 3. Where's my 4 and my 5 coming from? Jair Shorter has gotten snaps, but he hasn't been a part of the game so far on offense. And Camden Brown, he has played, but he hasn't been a big part of the game. Are all of these guys going to get snaps? I don't know. Like that's good. That's another good question. Finding 5 guys, I can guarantee you 3 and a possible. So I'd say 4. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say 4 running backs, tight ends, but not 5 wide receivers. Wait, I forgot. We're going to be subbing out dudes.
I was about to say, because we're going to go to the bench, I'm going to go facts on this one. Absolutely.
I'm going facts. If it was just about who Peyton Thorne's going to be throwing to, I'd say nah. But because we're going to play multiple quarterbacks, yes, I'm going to say facts.
Yeah, because I think that we're going to be going to the bench and we're still going to be throwing the ball with the backup quarterbacks. I'm going to go facts on this one. At least a reception by 5 or more receivers. We're going to get that done. Facts.
Yeah, agree.
Next here, we have Valiant Hermes tweeting at Valiant_Hermes or Hermes. I don't know if this is, anyway, I think it's Hermes. But anyway, facts or not, 3 different Auburn wide receivers catch a touchdown Saturday. So this is a little bit different. Not just are they going to get receptions, but are 3 different receivers going to catch touchdowns? 3 touchdown passes this week.
Receivers? I'm going to say facts on this one for the reasons we just said for the last one. Different guys are going to be catching the balls. And if Holden Gurdon's going to be one of the guys out there slinging it, he's got a big arm. We got some deep threats. We got some fast guys. Malcolm Johnson, who caught 2 deep passes from Gurner the first time we played. I think it's pretty likely if we see 3 guys at quarterback, we're going to see 3 different receivers with touchdowns. Yes, facts.
I'm going to go facts on this one as well. 3. Oh, wait a minute. Let me pause for a second.
Okay.
3 different ones.
Yeah.
I can see 3 passing touchdowns. Will it be from 3 different pass catching targets? I'm still going to go facts. I'm going to go facts on this.
Okay.
But he said 3 different wide receivers.
That's
nah. I'm gonna go nah. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm being flaky on this one. I normally am not flaky on the facts or nah. I'm gonna go nah. We will have 3 different passing touchdowns. They may not all be wide receivers. Going to go nah on this one. I think we can get it done. I think it's potential that one of them could be a running back, one of them could be a tight end, another one could be a receiver, could be the same receiver multiple times. But I don't think 3 different wide receivers have a touchdown Saturday. Nah, I'm gonna go nah.
Yeah, understood.
All right, next here we have Pierce Hanson tweeting at Racing Delta Area, who says, facts or nah, rushing yards for Cobb will be over 35, and he gets at least 5 carries in this game.
Yes, Cobb's going to go over 35. I think he's going to get nothing but more work as the season goes on because he's different than the other guys. He's faster than the other guys, which seems weird to say, but he looks faster than the other guys. He's going to get 35 easy. It might not take 5 carries, though. I don't think it'll take 5 carries for him to get 35, but yes, facts. He gets 35 yards this game.
Yeah, going big facts on this one. Again, we're going to the bench in this game, and he has been a part of the rotation even when it's not been a garbage game. A garbage game is rough to say, but like against one of the easier games on the schedule, i.e. Cal, the Power 5 game, he was still able to get carries in that game. As a running back, and as they did the reverse with him, he's going to get 5 carries. He will get more than 35 yards. This is an easy facts for me on this one.
Yeah, for sure. It's easy.
All right. Last one here we have from Earworm Daggle, who is tweeting at Earworm Daggle 12 and says, also, is there a score from this game that would get Auburn to crack the top 25. Example, Auburn 50 plus to Samford less than 14.
It took me a minute to figure out what you were doing with the name there, Earworm Daggle. I appreciate this. I appreciate this. I don't think we cracked the top 25 because we played one meaningful opponent. If we had blown out two cupcake opponents in back-to-back games and looked really good doing it, we may have cracked the top 25. But we went out to play one Power 5 opponent. We struggled against them. They weren't even good. That's going to be on voters' minds, while other teams are actually going to play quality competition this weekend. We got some conference matchups already going on. Those teams will have a bigger impact on the top 25. They'll be able to make a bigger impression with a quality win than we would with a cupcake win, even if it's by a really wide margin. So I'm going to say, nah, we don't crack the top 25 with any score this weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna say nah on this one as well. Not because I don't even know where we are in voters' minds outside of the top 25 if we're within striking distance. It has little to do with how badly we would beat Samford and more to do with if there is someone in front of Auburn that falls to a team that they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
There are some top 25 matchups out there that I guess are suspect as to whether or not they're going to win, but like I don't see anybody in the top 25 falling to a team that they should have beaten. So if they hold serve, there's no way that Auburn moves up. I don't know that obliterating Samford does anything, as B. Will says, in the minds of voters, considering you didn't go out there. And if we had smashed Cal last week,
right,
this would be a different conversation. Then
right.
another big point, point spread up on the board against another team would show, oh man, they have a legitimate offense and their defense is holding. Like, oh, well, maybe they're a top 25 team.
Right.
Beating Samford by a lot of points, I don't think gets you there. So I'm going to have to say nah on that one.
Agreed.
All right. All right. We are going to get into the questions that are here in the live chat in just a moment, but we definitely want to take a moment and holler at our sponsor for this and every morning drop. That is rogueshop.com. Make sure you head to rogueshop.com using code rapport to get you something off your purchase. Rogue Shop is America's #1 online dispensary. They've been a great supporter of the War Rapport. And listen, man, it's football season. So y'all know the anxiety is high. Make sure you have a little something to be able to help you with your football jitters, whatever is going on. The Rogue Shop probably has something that'll help you out. So make sure that you head over there. Again, use code rapport. That lets them know the War Rapport sent you over there. Before we get into the live questions, there are a couple of things I want to do from a housekeeping standpoint. I guess I could save the second one for tomorrow, since it is his actual birthday tomorrow. But we did get a request for a birthday shout out for TJ Powell. His username is Grunt USMC 1943. Happy birthday is tomorrow. His birthday is tomorrow. So birthday shout out to TJ Powell from your girlfriend. Actually messaged us and was like, she'd love to give you a birthday shout out. So happy birthday to TJ tomorrow. And thank you for your service. Semper Fi to you. My dad, also a Marine. So we appreciate the Marine Corps for the things that they do for our great country. So thank you, TJ, and happy birthday to you tomorrow. We also had somebody else in the comments, I think I started, that had a birthday today. I did not grab it. Man, I saw it in the comments and it was flying by pretty quickly. I'm gonna see if I can grab it before we get out of here. There was somebody else in the comments who had a birthday today, but happy birthday to you if I can find it again. But let's get into these live comments. Once again, you guys make sure that you go ahead and share the video with some other people. Like the video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. 121 people in here, only 28 likes. I mean, I know y'all like us a little bit more than that, but let's get over here into this comment section. We, of course, will start with our supers, and we appreciate everybody who's super chatting in here. James Jordan gets us kicked off and says, Thorne trusts the wide receivers and throws with anticipation. Facts or nah?
I mean, I'm going to say facts just because we've already seen it not happen. And hey, Hugh Freeze is no fool. He knows what he wants to see. He's impressing that upon his guys. I know he has, because he wouldn't come to the public if he hadn't said it to these guys already. So I'm going to say facts. They get in gear at least somewhat, and we see some better throws and better chemistry between QB and wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this is a fact. I think that a lot of this has to do with whether or not those wide receivers are doing what they need to do from a standpoint of their landmarks, getting to the right depth at the right time, but I think, in my opinion, Thorne has to be a little more little less risk averse and just say, hey, they're supposed to be here. I'm going to let it fly where they're supposed to be. And then we can have a conversation on film later about, hey, you were supposed to be at 10 yards right here and turn around. What's going on with this? Let's have a conversation and make sure you're doing what you need to do, Peyton Thorne, and let the receivers just be wrong. And I know that means that your completion percentage isn't going to be high. It may mean that you're risking an interception in certain places, but let's just make sure that we're handling business from the quarterback standpoint, and everybody gets an opportunity to see that who it's really on. Right. You know, let's handle business here today, Peyton. Tomorrow, I should say. Next one here, super chat. It says not a fax or not, but a super chat. B Will's forehead said you better be talking about cold sweet iced tea. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about hot tea. I'm talking about like an Earl Grey or a morning breakfast or a I don't know, man, a lemon ginger. You know what I'm saying? I like tea, man. Tea, chai tea.
I don't drink grass.
A little honey, you know what I'm saying? A little splash of lemon in that thing, you know what I'm saying? Some sugar, you know what I'm talking about? You know, put tea. That's what I'm talking about.
No,
brewed.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. It's all about the bean. Drink the bean.
Hey. Darren Goodson says, facts or nah, does Damari get more touches this week? Also appreciate all y'all. Thank you very much for the super chat, Darren. Appreciate you. Damari, more touches. How many touches is he averaging in a game right now? I think
That seemed like he's getting a lot. He got his work and then trailed off in game 1. In game 2, he had some fumble issues. They swapped guys out. Jarquez was back though.
So he had 8 attempts in both of the first 2 games. 8 attempts in the first game, 8 attempts in the second game, 43 and 51 yards respectively. Had the touchdown in week 1, 2 receptions in game 2, 1 reception in game 1. So will Damari get more than here? He's averaging right around 8.5 touches per game, 9 touches per game, including the receptions. More than 9 touches for Damari Alston in this game. Facts or not?
I think it's going to be a push. I don't think it's going to be more than 9. So I'm going to say nah. Cobb is emerging. Jarquez is back. And they need to work on throwing the ball downfield. I'm sure they could dump off to the running backs all day, even though Thorne was kind of missing on that. Yeah. So I don't think that's going to be the emphasis, though. I think the emphasis is going to be rhythm, chemistry between quarterback and wide receiver. So I'm saying nah. It's probably going to take a couple of touches away from Damari.
With Jarquez Hunter being officially back in the rotation and it being a cupcake game, and I don't seeing the top 2 running backs being Jarquez and Damari getting a lot of playing time and or snaps in this game, I'm going to go, and I think the need for us to work on the pass game, I'm going to go nah on this one. I think he has a big day. I think he's going to have, let's see, what did I just say? His top rushing yardage so far has been 51 versus Cal. I think he sets a new career record for himself in rushing yards today or tomorrow. I keep saying today as if today's Saturday, but I'm going to go nah on more than 9 touches in him for this game, including receptions. I just don't know that we're going to get to that that often in this game. I'm going to go nah on this one. Yeah. Let's see. That is the end of the super chats. I did find this one that said it's my birthday tomorrow, so it gives tomorrow a birthday for Stephen Riley. And all I want is 300 passing yards. Hopefully,
wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah, you get your birthday wish to get 300 passing yards. It'd be nice to put up 300 passing yards total. I don't care if it's one quarterback, a combination of all of them. 300 plus passing yards on the day would be great from this Auburn offense for your birthday. So hopefully you get your birthday wish here.
Before we get into the questions from the chat, I got a facts or nah for you, Ike.
Okay, talk to me.
Facts or nah? Auburn has a different starting quarterback after its bye week.
Ooh, after the bye week. So bye week is going to be after Texas A&M going into LSU. Ooh. Different starting quarterback after the bye week. Today, I'm going to say nah to that. I'm going to say nah to that today. I think a lot of that has to do with the performance, what's going to happen this weekend and at Texas A&M specifically. And I've got confidence that Peyton Thorne is going to rise to the occasion and hold his starting job. I'm going to say nah. Same starting quarterback going into Georgia.
Okay. We shall see.
Well, you're not gonna answer it. You're just gonna ask me and not answer it yourself.
The more I look at, I only watched the film start to finish, and I looked at not a comedy of errors from Peyton Thorne, but
they said it's after UGA going into LSU. I said that backwards, so excuse me. So
that's right.
After Georgia.
Okay, yeah. Because with home UGA, then bye week,
then going LSU,
then LSU.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think if there was going to be a change, it would more likely be Holden Geriner than it would be Robbie Ashford. And the reason I think that is because
so you're saying if it happens, it will likely be Holden. I mean, you're saying facts, it is going to happen, and if it does happen, it's going to be Holden.
Yeah, I mean I'm looking at the game plan. And I'm looking at what they're doing. What they haven't done so far is give Robbie an opportunity to run the offense top to bottom. Like they didn't, after many failed drives in the first half, they didn't say, "Hey man, listen, we're starting at the 25, put Robbie in there," because that's what I would do. I'm not a football coach. I'm not a football savant, but I would give a guy an opportunity to run the offense in full. He's remarked, Hugh Freeze has, that Peyton Thorne gives them the best opportunity to run the entirety of their offense. I can't imagine that if Robbie Ashford doesn't, then why would you give him the keys? He's more experienced than Holden, and we've yet to see them really give him a shot to run it. So it makes me think that they don't have confidence in Robbie the way they do in Peyton Thorne, obviously. So Holden has the arm. I think back to those passes he made to Malcolm Johnson in the first game. I'm like, okay, that's like that. That's what I feel the offense is missing. Not just a guy who can sling it, but get it there with some zip. I didn't see a lot of velocity on those passes from Peyton Thorne.
No.
And if again, I think I don't want to say he's on thin ice yet, but he's been getting that. All right, okay. He's been getting that warning from Hugh Freeze for a couple of weeks now. I don't know if he's going to go in there. And the reason I say after Texas A&M is because I don't think we're going to see resistance this week. It would have to be as a result of what happened at Texas
after Georgia.
A&M.
So let me clarify. Bye week is after the Georgia game. So it's Texas A&M, Georgia, bye week LSU. So after Georgia.
So we're going to see a tune-up for Samford. He's going to go out there with Peyton Thorne and put confidence in him that he can do it and get better. Of course, he can get better, but if he doesn't, you can't give Holden 1 week between Texas A&M and Georgia to take the reins. It's got to be a 2-week window, and that's why I think it would be after Georgia. But going, so
you think his first start for a redshirt freshman is going to be on the road at LSU?
Yes.
I can't see that happening.
Is he your best option or not? That's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah.
If he is our
Peyton
best
Thorne
option,
is going to have to absolutely crumble, or the offense is going to have to grind to a complete. It's going to have to look like Cal at Texas A&M and against Georgia again for that to even be possible. I mean, and I don't know how much you gauge that against Georgia, who's got a really great defense, as to whether or not that's Peyton Thorne, unless, again, the film just says, man, you had a lot of opportunities.
Right.
And you just didn't take advantage of it. I think it's more likely, if that change happens, it would be Robbie than Holden in a situation on the road.
On the road, I agree. Okay. I see what you're saying. You're saying.
If they're going to change quarterbacks, I don't think you do it on the road with a redshirt freshman. Like, I just can't see that happening. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying I don't know that it's probable, even with a bye week of preparation. His first start being in Death Valley, that's a lot.
Hey, what a way to break that champagne glass on this career, right? Hey, let's go.
Just don't break it over the young man's head.
He got a helmet on. It's good. He'll be all
right. Let's try to get through these here in the chat here. Dana Jones says, facts or not, Jair Shorter will catch his first Auburn touchdown against Samford. What you feeling about Jair Shorter?
Jair Shorter, I've been waiting to see his deep threat ability. Now, one thing that I don't know so far from looking at the pass attempts that we've had from Peyton Thorne, it doesn't seem like it would be so much easier if we had all 22 to see what this was. Really,
it would be.
It would be a lot easier to see when the ball doesn't go to guys. What are they doing? What were the routes that they ran? What did they expect to be open? Was that their first read? It's hard to tell exactly what Jair Shorter's role has been thus far because he's gotten so few targets. We didn't even see where he was on the route without a ball being thrown to him, and the camera, for ESPN or whoever going that way. I hope this is a facts. So I'm going to say facts. Let me pump my sunshine this morning. I'm going to say facts. I hope that he gets involved in the passing game, at the very least a reception. But yes, I really hope that he comes down with the touchdown. I want to see that deep ball potential that we saw when he was leaving North Texas and coming here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a touchdown. I think he gets his first reception. So to answer this one, I'm going to go that he's not going to get a touchdown this week. But am looking forward to seeing him at least get a target for a catchable pass this week, and he comes down with it. Connor Hall comes in and says, facts or not, Peyton Thorne has 25 or more pass attempts. This is a good one. 25 or more attempts for Peyton Thorne.
I'm going to say facts. And I'm thinking about what resistance should Samford offer us on the first 4 or 5 drives of the game. We should be able to carve our way down the field. We know we can probably just bully our way down the field. But again, if the emphasis is refining the pass game, then you do some of that with quick throws, easy outs, things that get the quarterback comfortable more so than having to pick up a first down on 3rd and 8. Like, you don't, instead of being in that position, get me 6 yards on 1st and 10.
Right.
So I expect a lot of that. And yes, facts, more than 25 or more. Yes.
This better be facts. I want to see him throw the ball this week with more proficiency in the quick game. Let's show people that he has the ability to do that and make Texas A&M at least prepare for the fact that it's coming. I don't want to just try to unveil. We're not trying to rip the plastic off at College Station. Let's go ahead and make it happen this week. Get those wide receivers more comfortable with their ability to do those things in this offense, blocking on the outside, all that stuff. This needs to be a facts right here, especially after watching the defensive film for Samford last week.
Right.
Sporty Boys says, facts or not, the defense will score this week.
More likely in this game than any other game remaining on the schedule. So I'm going to say facts.
Defensive score again this week. A lot of RPO, not RPO, but air raid happening from Samford. They're not going to be throwing that quick game like UMass did for a pick 6. I'm going to go on the defensive score this week. I think we get a defensive takeaway. I just don't know that it will lead to a score this week. I'm going to go on this one.
Okay.
Juice High says, facts or not, Robbie throws for over 100 yards in this game.
This is tricky because give Robbie a couple of drives. They overplay on his run. He could bomb on somebody. I could definitely see that happening. As little as it's being talked about, it's really unfair for anybody who comes in as a backup to be expected to perform better than the starter if the issue is that the starter hadn't had enough repetitions in the offense and with the wide receivers. The backup has had even less. He has had less opportunities to get timing right and to target guys and to talk through where you were going for the sideline there. I was going to put it over your shoulder. Oh, you ran in. Okay, well, whatever. I'm going to say no. Whatever ailments is whatever's ailing the pass game as far as chemistry and a lack of repetition and continuity is doubly so for either Robbie or Holton, which is why I'm going to be bearish on their passing yards if they come in the game. Completions, I would expect that to pick up. Yards, I'm so on. So I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say facts on this one, man. I think he hits at least one deep shot in this game, and then he gets a combination of other small dump-off passes that will get him over 100 in this game. If it goes the way that it should go, again, Peyton Thorne will have the vast majority of first half snaps as the quarterback. He'll have some drives that will be completely his. But when Robbie comes in the game, I think that they need to show him throwing the ball even in the Peyton Thorne drives, right? I think he should be able to get some quick game going with him in there as well. And then when he comes in as the quarterback for whatever quarter that is that I think he should get an opportunity to do, he'll also get another opportunity to get that. I'm going to say he's going to do that against Samford and say facts here.
Okay.
Lisa Daniel says, facts or not, Coach Hugh Freeze calls the plays.
I think this is a nah. This is a nah because he needs to. Well, let's say this. Him discussing how the plays were being called lets me know that this is being negotiated in good faith, that it's a collaborative, positive effort on calling the plays. And I think that that's something that is a positive, and it's going to be a positive going forward. Is everybody contributing to this conversation about what is going to get called, not just in the game plan the week before, but on game day? I think that's a wonderful thing. Is he going to call the plays? I'm guessing the question is he going to be like, I got it, y'all be quiet? I don't think that's going to happen. Will he suggest one or two? Sure. This is what he does. This is how he cut his teeth in college football. I expect him to call a couple of plays, but if you're saying is he going to take over, I'm going to say nah.
Yeah, I'm going to say no on this one as well. I think Coach Hugh Freeze is still going to let the guy who he hired to do this job do this job. I don't think we're in a position yet where he's ready to take the reins. So I'm going to go no on this one.
Yeah.
TK says, facts or not, Jay Fair gets 100 yards in this game.
Nah, well, we kind of had a similar question. Does any one receiver? No one receiver is going to get that many yards because everybody needs work, and they need to be passing the ball to everybody who is able-bodied enough to get on the field. I think that's going to limit the amount of yards to any one particular receiver, so I'm going to say nah.
Yeah, I'm going to go nah on this one as well. I don't think this is the game where we have a one particular receiver who's just going to go crazy and do a bunch of stuff. I think Jay Fair will get his opportunities. And, going back to the press conference, both he and Javarius Johnson should get more targets in this game because they need to figure a way to get the ball in their hands. Is that going to result in 100 yards from Jay Fair? I don't know that that's going to happen in this game. So I'm going to go nah, unless he just goes crazy on a quick game situation and goes for 80 on one play, and then the combination of the other three he gets is get him to 100. But again, it is possible. Just don't know that it's going to happen. I'm going to go now.
Yeah.
Knox Cleveland says, facts or not, Hunter rushes for more than 150 yards. A lot of yardage questions in this one.
No, Jarquez isn't going to get 150, man. The most you can get on one drive, assuming you got kicked off to you. Well, if we punt and we get pinned back, of course, you can get more than 75. But I mean, even if Jarquez gets 3 or 4 big runs, I think he'd get somewhere in the 60 to 80 range. I don't expect it to get close to 150. Too many other guys need a bite at that apple. DeMar needs his. Cobb is going to get his as well. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something similar to game 1. I mean, we might see Sean Jackson in there cutting it up on him again. So I'm going to say not a 150 for Jarquez.
Yeah, I'm going to go no on this one as well. I just don't think that he's going to get enough carries for it to matter or for him to be able to get there again, unless he breaks a long one and then, or he's going to have to probably break 2 long ones in the very limited snaps that he's going to get. But if he breaks 2 long runs in this game, his day may be over with, right?
Right. They were like, are you good?
Yeah.
That's your production.
Unless we're backed up on the 1 yard line and he goes for 99 twice, then I don't know how he's going to even get enough snaps to make this happen.
Right.
So I'm going to go no on this one. The Walker Show says, facts or not, Hank Brown will make an appearance in this game.
Nah, he's not going to see this field. That man, I mean, unless he out there, when everybody call a timeout and the quarterbacks come talk to the coach and the other quarterbacks, like, if you mean he's going to step on the grass to talk to those guys about what they're seeing and talking about, yeah, sure. But no, in the game, no, he will not. You've got too much work to do in the passing game, and you've got 2 other quarterbacks who need reps. Tank Brown is number 4, and he's not gonna get in this rotation.
Yeah, had the passing game been a little bit more proficient up until this point, I think that this was a possibility, but I'm going to go nah on this one. I don't think Hank Brown comes into this game. The first 3 quarterbacks still need to get their opportunities. I'll go nah here.
Yeah.
Eric Montgomery says, facts or not, is it true that if you cannot simulate game reps in practice, is it risky to wait until away road game at Texas A&M to open up your playbook in passing games?
If it's true.
If it's true. Okay. Is it risky?
So I would say 2 things to that. Number 1, it depends on how much they've been practicing. I wouldn't say I've seen repeatedly, whether it's been in college or pro, when a play works, a really big play works, and it's something that was, oh man, that was really cool. Well, we've been working on that all season. I've heard that multiple times from NFL players and even college players. Yeah, we've been practicing that all season. It depends on how much they've been practicing. So can you say, well, open up your playbook in your passing game? Are they practicing that week after week after week, and they just haven't called it in games yet? Because the more you practice, the more you're going to get comfortable with it. I saw the Kansas City Chiefs do this hands on shoulders merry-go-round thing, and then they landed in a lineup, which was some really disrespectful stuff to the other team.
It was disrespectful.
I think it scored a touchdown if I'm not mistaken. But so
it ended up being a penalty on the play or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The question is like, all right, well, we're gonna open this up. Y'all aren't gonna see this coming. Yeah, you don't just call that one time though. You don't practice it twice and then call it in the game. You have to have some confidence that that's gonna work. So if they've been practicing it a lot, I don't think it is risky to break it out if it's something you're comfortable with because you've run it multiple times in practice. If you're talking about they just scrap something that doesn't work and they say we got to break this thing down and start over, that's a different story. New things, yeah, you're going to be conservative about that and not try too many new things on the road. But I don't think let's say this, whatever they're going to work on and perform in Texas A&M, I don't think it's stuff that they're going to come up with in the next 9 days. It's stuff that they've been planning and practicing from the beginning of camp to now. I think it's in there. They just haven't pulled it out yet.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess to the point of this, is it risky to do that without showing it in the game? Not necessarily. I just think that you can't change your offense completely in Texas A&M, to your point, B. Will. Like it's got to be something that's already there that you've been repping in practice, and there's no harm in going out there and putting something new on the film versus Texas A&M in that game. But, and this is what I've been consistent in saying all week, the RPO offense is not like some new fancy toy that people haven't been using for over a decade in football. I just want to see that more. Something that makes defenses and defensive coordinators say, okay, they have an answer for whatever standard looks we're going to throw out there. We've got to come up with something more exotic to be able to throw them off of their rhythm. Get into a rhythm of, okay, the box has this many people. This is what our numbers are to the left or the right. So, all right, running back needs to line up on this side. We're going to run RPO this way with a slant off of the backside of that direction. Quick game here, some sort of quick screen game to the wide receiver. Right. Like those things are just standard portions of the offense that I don't even think, like, just go out there and rep that more. And that's what I want to see repped more often than just saying, all right, cool, we're just going to line up and we're going to run the ball. We're going to hand the ball to Jarquez 2 times, hand the ball to Damari 2 times. And if we're in third and blah, 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 we're like that's what I don't want to see.
Right.
And if we're not going to do that this week, then I don't want the first game that we do that to be Texas A&M. So
that's true. Yeah. That's true.
All right. Last one here. Prince Chuku says facts or not, Auburn will win Saturday. Emphatically facts on this one.
Big factuals. We better.
Yeah, listen, man. If we lose to Samford, just go ahead and
hang this season
up. Man, yeah, let's start. I'll start doing basketball breakdowns for the remainder of the year, and we'll react, but I ain't gonna preview no more games. Like I'm gonna retire from football talk this season if we lose to Samford. We'll still have the shows, but somebody else gonna be here. I'm not gonna get on here and talk about a team that lost to Samford, bro. We're not doing that. Yeah. So, I mean, because listen, what I saw on film from Samford, there is no reason why Auburn should lose this football game. This better be an emphatic facts.
Yeah, for real.
All right, man. That's it. We are going to get out of here. We appreciate you all jumping in here. That's been another live Facts or Now. You guys make sure that you head over to our sponsor, rogueshop.com. Use code RAPPORT when you do that. Get a little something off your purchase. America's #1 online dispensary. Like the video before we get out of here. Still only 53 likes on 158 people watching. Y'all are hurting my heart right now. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video with somebody else. We'll be back at you with our game day live tomorrow. And we'll see what we got in store for Samford. Until the next time, and as always, War Eagle.
Drop!